Hello，大家晚上好，大家晚上好，各位 Leslie Talk Show 的来宾嘉宾们，大家晚上好。你可以看到我吗？你现在可以看到我了吗？大家晚上好，大家是否有没有看到我呢？如果是可以看到我的话，可以给我一个提示一下。我们线上已经有两位嘉宾，两位来宾已经在线上，已经跟我一起了哈，已经跟我一起了。哎，大家不懂已经吃饱了吗？大家已经吃饱了吗？哎，大家晚上好。如果你还没有进来的话，可以就是麻烦你把这个 link 给 share 出去，给更加多人在线上给我们知道说这个 Leslie Talk Show。嗨，各位朋友，各位来宾，大家好，我是 Leslie，我只跟你谈天说地，我不跟你谈生意。很高兴我们现在又来到新一集的莱斯利聊天，是一个线上咖啡店吹水平台。各位朋友，如果大家如果是真的是提起这个印度这个国家的话，大家不懂会想到些什么东西哈？大家如果是我们提起印度这个国家的话，大家会想到哪个东西？是不是那一言不合就跳起来的那些 Bollywood star 的那些歌舞片呢？还是说你如果是谈到如果是那我们谈到印度美食呢，你又会想到什么东西呢？是不是那些浓郁一些浓香会扑鼻，且味道一些酸辣的那些咖喱，吃了会让你体重飙重，而且缺乏健康的一些食物呢？但是事实真的是如此呢？事实是真的是如此吗？还是说是另外一回事呢？大家如果已经在线上的话，今天晚上我们要来吹一些什么东西呢？我们今天晚上要来吹的就是您真的了解印度美食呢？你印度美食你他所不知道的另一个面孔哈。OK，哎，今天我们也是依然的邀请到我们曾经到过这个印度生活的 SK，话不多说，我们就把 SK 请出来好吗？因为他在印度情有独钟，我们来问问他看看是不是在印度有些留下难忘的一些美眉难忘的一些难忘之情呢？哎，SK 你在现场吗？SK 有没有在线上呢？SK 你好，你好，哎，你好，你好，
好哦，没有啦，我们有晴天美印
有没有
度啊，
情牵印度啊？没有情牵印度吗？
啊，没啦，只是曾经到过印度，待过一个月左右啦。
哦，在印度有待过1个月啊，做你在那边
嗯，
是做什么呢？在那边1个月
哦，哇，去看看去那边挖宝了，当然
哦，
了，
去挖
对，
宝啊
有啦，曾经
啊
当然啦，去了解当地的他们的当地的历史文
，I
化啊，
see。
当然也错不了他们的美食文化，对不
啊
对？
啊，I see，
嗯，
OK，好，没问题。如果是没有美眉的话，等一下我应该是那些当地的印度美食文化，你一定是得知不少了哈，肯定是得知不少。OK，今天晚上我们很荣幸我们也是邀请来了拥有多年饮食经验的 Mr Mahesh Adnan 先生呢，他是一名合格的厨师，他本身拥有管理素食营业的一些经验，还是素食餐馆呢？他本身呢就是在印度新德里出生长大，可是呢现在在吉隆坡，在称自己本身把吉隆坡称为自己本身的家之前呢，他一直是住在这个迪拜杜拜那边的他在饮食饮料行业是已经超过拥有20年的经验，和我们今天我们邀请到他呢，就和我们快乐分享 Savic Food 圣洁食物的吃法。哎，然后今天晚上我们也是拥有引用2种语言中英文来吹水哈。OK， in this episode, let's change our normal norms. Let us talk about the delicious foods and chat about the Indian cuisines that we do not know at the other side. Of course, despite we are having SK Wong here, who had lived in India before, and maybe he have some sweet sentimental memory in India. I don't know. Maybe we can ask him later. Okay, and also it is my honors as well to have Mr. Mahesh Adnan, who is a qualified chef who owns and manages vegetarians or vegans restaurant. He was born and brought up in New Delhi, India, and has lived in Dubai before calling KL his home. Right? He has more than 20 years of experience in the food and beverage industry. And tonight, he will share with us about Shavik's eating food in the mood of goodness. Certainly, this live, we are going to conduct it in bilingual, Chinese and English. Hello, Mr. Mahesh. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Namaste.
Hi. How are you?
Namaste. And
Namaste. Wow. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, SK and Leslie?
Yeah, good. Fine. We are absolutely very, very happy to see you here.
I'm very happy and honored to be here today among all of you.
Thank you very much for being here tonight. Hi, Mr. Anand. So as just now I asked SK, right? Because I know he had lived in India. I don't know, SK, which part of India you live in before in India?
Oh, I went to China for 1 month. Wow. Almost 10 years ago already. Almost 1 month.
10 years ago. Wow.
Oh.
I think just now we have I asked about whether you have any sentimental memory in India, right? So I don't know whether you have any sentimental memory in India.
Maybe a girlfriend?
Great. Hey, I just told you all. Hey, actually, before I went to India, I never eat spices. I never eat spicy food also. When I said, oh, go went to India, the time to say, oh, headache. Because eat curry, correct? Before I went to India, I just start to learn how to eat the curry, before I went to India. Actually, I very remember this one. Okay, show me. Because I'm vegetarian. So when I went there, he just showed me the 5 small cup, the small cup. Got the green color, got the red color, yellow color. Actually, like the juice.
Oh, what is that cup for?
Wow, just my friend asked me, you just try it and taste it. Oh, different times. When I try it, actually much. I think you know that wow, actually there are different types of the what you call a fragrant. Wow. When I drink the yellow one, the green one, okay, totally the taste and the fragrance is totally different.
I see.
And also that times I try a lot of the Indian food. Not all is in the way spices one. Actually, some is the way meat. Because sometimes the times I really spread. Wow, go to India. So how all the food is very spicy, right? Actually not.
Hello.
Actually, Indian food, there are a lot of, I would say, misinformation, or people really sometimes get scared. That is very spicy. It is actually, it depends actually. In which region? I am very sure when you go to China, you also have a lot of different cuisines in China, correct? Like you go to Sichuan, Sichuan is very hot food. Yeah. But when you go to Hakka, it's not so hot, correct? Hakka is more gravy.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, but Sichuan is more spicier, dry food, correct? So it's the way and where we are eating at. That makes difference.
But for me, I think what I know in Indian food is actually it full of spices and heavy fragrant. Because what I know Indian food from is actually I'm eating I like roti canai very much. As well as I think the you know the curry, the curry is actually really it's actually spice me out. Although it spice me out, and it give me a lot of energy. But the thing is, again, after I took that food, immediately I will feel guilty. I don't know whether it's actually it healthy or not, because actually that time I do not really understand about how Indian food. But for Indian food, I mean, so we like to know from Mr. Mahesh, since you have so many years of food industry F&B experience. So in Malaysia, that is similar kind of perception for Malaysian towards Indian food in Malaysian Indian.
All right. Yeah, it's a very nice question actually you put up. I'm sure that you will appreciate that Indian and Chinese food, it's so global that any part of the world you go, you can always find Indian food and Chinese food anywhere.
Yes.
Even in African countries, So the best thing about this, both the cuisine, Indian and Chinese cuisine, we club them together. Even in China, there are different cuisine. Similarly, in India also there are different cuisines. Like in North, we eat more wheat, like rotis and parathas and all this, right? More bread. But when we go down south, it's more rice based. All right. Any coastal area we go, like east of India, west of India, also part of, and south of India, mostly it is rice based and more curry based. Whereas in North India, it is more gravy based. There's a vast difference in gravy and curry. So on a very broad note, we can generalize the gravies are made of few more ingredients than curry. Gravy usually have tomatoes, if people using onion or cabbage or cashew nuts, spices, creams, dairy milk, even butter, ghee, so many things are there. So it is more richer gravy, and it is not necessarily it's spicy. Sometimes it look red color because tomato based, right? Most of the North Indian gravies are tomato based, so it looks red. So it doesn't mean it's spicy.
I see. Oh, I see. I think that I mean that means actually that it is the wrong perception. Eater when they meet, then they see from the color itself, they thought it's actually really spicy, and they dare not to really try so much. Especially for those who do not really favorable in spicy food, right? So, but for me, I mean, I like spicy food very much. In fact, because I live in north of Malaysia, so since small I like spicy food. But today I think Mr. Mahesh, I understand that you have been in this industry for long time. Really, I mean, I think we are kind of very interested. I wanted like to know how because you born in India. You're born in India and you come to Malaysia. How you started this have this kind of ideas to to share with the Malaysians people about this food. I mean, what you're carrying right now.
Yes. I'll have to rewind my life back to almost 20 years now.
Or 20 years or 20 over years. Yeah, it's true. Yes. Yeah.
20, 30 years, but I will take 20, 30 years to rewind that. I will do it in a very small form. So I was born and brought up in North India, New Delhi. We know the capital of India. And that's where I grew up. I did my education. And even I did my hotel management and culinary education in India. As Providence needed, I had a job offer from Dubai. In 1999, I moved to Dubai, worked there for almost 10 years. And in between, I happened to meet my wife, who is a Malaysian.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So we met in one of the exhibition, and that's how we get to know each other. We became friends, and almost 4 years later, we realized that it's time, and it's not just a friendship. I think we are in love. So I proposed to her, and then we got married in 2003 in Penang. And my wife followed me back to Dubai with me for next 4 years, and that's where we got our firstborn. But my wife came back to Malaysia for delivery. When I after the delivery, when I took her back, at the same time, almost like my first daughter was just 6-7 months old, I got a job offer from USA. And of course, who wouldn't like to accept a job from US? I accepted, and everything was processed. And then one night we were talking, me and my wife were sitting, and she was telling me, you know, my mother is a single mother. I'm the only child. What will happen if anything happens? Who will take care of her? That
Yes.
made me think also, yes, it is actually not very convenient to fly from USA in anything happens, It takes almost 1 day, 20 to 24 hours, because you don't know which part of USA you are. You have to take connecting flights, you have to fly in, and then, so that's the time actually I would consider myself very lucky. I also had a job offer from Malaysia. So I chose Malaysia and moved to Malaysia in 2007.
Oh, wow.
I was working here in a company at a top management for 3 years, and I'm a vegetarian for almost now 18 years. My wife is vegetarian for 26 years. So one day we were like, when we used to go that time, especially if you see like 14 years back, there were not many choices of vegetarian restaurant in KL. Today you see lots and lots of, and we can only go to a certain type of restaurants. So I said, why don't we do something unique in this market? And that's how we started with this idea of North Indian pure vegetarian restaurant, first ever in Malaysia. Before that, I know there are other Indian restaurants, vegetarian restaurants are there, but they're not really North Indian. So that's why I say that most of the Malaysians are always exposed to the food or the curries. What is available in Malaysia is mostly southern based, South Indian based, and those are sometimes some restaurants make it mild, but most of the restaurants make it very spicy, and it's a curry base, so there are a lot of spices, ground spices, so that's how when you eat, you feel in your mouth lots of spices. But as I say, in North India, the gravies or we don't call curries, in North India we call gravies because it has much more than the spices. It is very smooth texture. Most of the gravies in North India, because we have cashew nut, we have butter, we have cream, we have tomatoes, and then of course there are a little bit of spices to spice it up. So that's why when people tell me like Indian food is spicy, I said I really don't agree to that. You go all over the world, how many even Western people are eating? They love Indian food. You go to London, the London, UK. Earlier, what was the national dish of UK? Fish and chips. And you'll be surprised to check. You can Google now. That today is the national dish of UK is chicken tikka naan. It's a national dish. Though I don't eat chicken tikka and all, but I'm telling you that the Indian food has been widely accepted all over the world by many different races, different people. I think the Western people are more touchy and they don't have tolerance for spices, if you agree, right? It's even in Malaysia, Chinese brothers and sisters, they can eat a lot of spicy food, but Western people, I can tell you, they have no tolerance for spicy food. And they also regularly eat Indian food in Western countries. You go to UK, you go all over Europe, you go to America, you'll find hundreds and thousands of Indian restaurants. So it's a perception, you know. Sometimes we have a certain thing and then we think that's how. Let's say someone go to a Chinese restaurant and order something very spicy Sichuan sauce or noodles, you know. So if then we might have this impression that all the Chinese food is like that. That's not right. Usually Chinese food is very mild, you know. There's not much spices. So it's just a perception because some people go and eat sometime in certain restaurant and that makes that perception, oh, Indian food is like that. So my suggestion or advice is try our food, especially our food which we are talking about. It is totally different. It is not spicy. It is not that so-called smelly. Actually, we should not even use the word smelly. You know, smelly means in a negative context. You know?
Yes.
It's a bad smell. We say either we say I would say it is aromatic. It is very flavorful. Very nice aroma comes from gravies because we cook the spices for a very long time. You know, our one gravy takes almost 3-4 hours to prepare. Like slow cook, right? We cook it slow. There are 4 or 5 steps in cooking the gravy. And then when the end result comes, it's really delicious, really delicious.
I agree. Yeah. Hey, Leslie, actually,
yes.
let the people know that actually, because I just introduced my Chinese friend now. Hey, 各位，我们的华文我们的大家的好朋友啊，哇，谢谢 Marsha 刚才跟我们分享啊，原来啊，印度美食跟我们华人美食是世界知名的两大美食那是世界2大美食美食其实就像刚才Marsha跟我们分享啊，其实印度的美食啊，跟我们华人一样啊，在中国我们有分很多地方。different area, different region OK， 他们有不同的口味嘛不要以为说我们都错觉说以为说原来印度素食都是辣的就像刚才马所说的其实大部分我们说，比如说中部的跟南部的印度素食呢，他们比较是我们讲一般的是说比较水的，就是有比较说我们讲咖喱他们就比较辣但是在这个北部的呢，他们呢就是比较在做是他们呢就是不一定是辣，他们本身也是有放这个用番茄马铃薯等等组成的，但它会加一些所谓的辣一些的所谓的辣椒，但是它不是我们讲的劲辣其实就像刚马所说的，其实大家都有一个错觉Leslie， 刚才你听到那个马所说的现在你觉得是不是所有的印度的美食都是辣的呢？
其实对了，你讲的很贴切，因为很多人都以为在马来西亚不想是马来西亚在我们华人传统的这个perception 里面嘛，就是印度食物呢都是会有一种比较重口味，还是比较有一些garlic 味道的一些主食烹饪方式因为我昨天所跟 Mr Mahesh 了解过后，他原来你知道吗？其实他们印度美食其实是不需要用到 garlic 都可以煮到一个非常美味的一道菜肴。就是因为你知道吗？其实印度美食其实也是像我们华人传统一样，也是有我们华人的美食一样，就是其实是有很多种很多不同的那种类似的，其实我们不知道because actually Indian cuisine could be a lot of different varieties, but actually for people like non-Indian, we will have that kind of perception. Is actually Indian food will be go for more spices and heavy fragrant, so that we should have changed our mindset, because actually Indian food now I know that actually from Mr. Mahesh, you can actually ready Indian food without any onion at all, right, Mr. Mahesh? Because actually, what you told me actually, because people tend to have that perception actually. Indian food must be a lot of onion. We have a lot of heavy fragrance, then we very spicy. But that is not true. That's not true, right? But today we would like to go for more about to understand about. I think one of the Indian cuisines, Indian ready style in what they call it, masala. In masala, how we call it in Chinese, SK? How we should call it in Chinese, masala?
它这个
masala 就是辣哦，玛莎辣，妈的玛莎辣，
玛莎辣啊，辣，玛莎辣啊，但是不要把它当成是一定印度的美食呢，不一定要放葱跟蒜的所以不要以为误解玛莎辣，但是不是玛莎辣不是辣的那个辣讲清楚Leslie。The translate is masala. The la is not the Chinese called la. It's not spices. Don't think that it's spicy. Okay, don't have this perception already.
Actually, masala 是什么东西来SK 就是你的了解到，因为 masala for me, I think my understanding is actually is a one of the spices and one of the ready the cooking technique or the cooking ingredient that actually we should put it in Indian food. Actually, it's something to do with spices. Is it true? No.
Let me help you.
Before that, I also think like that, I think that last time when I heard about the masala, I think, it's like the Chinese food called the belacan, the very spicy one, like the belacan one.
Hey, for people who like belacan, okay, let us ask someone. Is anyone on air right now in 在线上的朋友如果是你喜欢 belacan 的你可以给我在线上打一个1。如果是你喜欢印度美食 masala， 你有吃过 masala？ If you have take before masala, you let us have some kind of, if you can respond to us if you are in online right now. So 如果你有吃过 masala 的话，你打2。好，没关系，这样子我们继续跟我们的嘉宾一起来聊一下。So what is masala actually, Mr. Mahesh?
All right. So masala actually, if we go literal translation of masala means spice.
All right.
But when we say masala in term of a food, like we have mutton masala, we have even potato masala, we have everything. In India, Indian cuisine, we have a lot of masala. But when we say masala means, it's actually kind of thick gravy. We have two type of, like we have butter chicken, which comes in a butter gravy, But then at the same time, we have mutton masala, which comes with a very thick gravy. It's not literally means that it is only masala spices inside. So it's a drier version of a preparation. It is more dry, not much of gravy or curry in that. All right. So Leslie was asking me about the onion and garlic issue, right?
Yes.
So when we started our first restaurant in 2010. And first, let me just tell, because I myself don't eat onion and garlic. We are from Hare Krishna movement. We believe in eating food in mode of goodness. There are 3 modes of goodness. Our consciousness fluctuates from day to night between these 3 modes of nature. They say when you wake up early in the morning, you are always in the mode of goodness. Then afternoon time, you are in mode of passion. And in the night time, you are in mode of ignorance. So when we eating like onion garlic, like shives and all this, that means it can affect our consciousness to go to mode of ignorance. So we don't want to do that. We want to eat food in the mode of goodness, sattvic food. So sattvic food from ancient time, from thousands and thousands of years in India, would never have onion and garlic. Like you go to temples in India, the temple, the food offered to the god and then distributed to everyone will never have onion and garlic, because these are not considered is not considered pure to be offered to the god. So that's why it is never there. So when we used to have, the Chinese customer coming and they're asking us, or they will call us, are you Hare Krishna? Are you pure vegetarians? I say yes. Do you use onion and garlic? I say no, we don't use. Are you sure or not? Or you just want my business?
Yeah.
I said no, we are very sure. We practice it ourselves. You can come to our restaurant. I'll show you my kitchen, and literally I showed kitchen to few people to make sure that there is no onion garlic in the kitchen. He said we never have. We never use egg, no onion, no garlic, because it is not considered in food in the modes of goodness. So we will never use that, because most of the time I'll eat there, my whole family eats there. So how can I eat if it is not good enough? Because the restaurant is not just for business for us. It is also, we spread the goodness by food. When we serve good food, that's why I say the person who's cooking the food also must be in the mode of goodness. So we need to find the right cook. Because when we are cooking, either through the energy of the fire, when we are cooking, our consciousness get transferred into the food. So if you have a person, a cook, who is violent, who is not calm and patient and happy, he will put that consciousness into the food. So it is very, very important that we must get a right cook and the right ingredient to cook. That's why, they always say the mother's food is the best food in the world. Why?
Strongly agree that.
Right or not? Yeah. No matter how good restaurant food is, you can go to the best restaurant, nobody can eat mother's food. Because she's not giving you just food. She's giving you her love through the food.
Love, yes.
When she's cooking. When mother cooks, you can feel so happy. I can tell you my own experience. When we are growing up, every one of us do not like certain things in cooking, right? When I was growing up in the school, I will make, like sometimes my mother will make bitter gourd. Sometimes she'll make this squash. Sometimes I will make so much of fuss, But when I went to the hostel for studies, even the simplest dal will taste so nice because cooked by my mother.
Yeah, you're right.
And before I come back, that time the phone were not very too much easily available in our place. So I'll write a letter and send 1 week before I go home. Mother, I will need this food when I come. And not only that, when I'm going back to hostel, I will carry her food to the hostel also for my friends. So that's the power of love. That's why I say so it's not just onion garlic. It is very of course it is also considered food in the gross. They are gross food. We need to have subtle food because our consciousness is very subtle. So we need to have food which comes from that platform of subtleness, from calm, happiness, and mode of goodness. Then only we can actually keep our mind and consciousness sane and balanced. So it's not just what we are eating. That's why it is a saying in India, they say, you are what you eat. So what I eat, it makes so much of sense not to have onion garlic in the food. So that's how we cook food. None of our food have onion garlic. for sure, because that's what the philosophy we also believe in. And coming back to the masala, the masala. Masala is not nothing to get scared, my friends. Don't be scared by the name masala in Indian dishes. But if I literally say masala in my pot, the spice, it could be dangerous, but not in the dish, not in the food. So my suggestion is, or my advice, you will never know until you try. So
yes, correct.
Eat and try, and then you know that it is not so spicy, it is not so smelly. It is more actually, it is very nice and very aromatic food because of the spices we use. Usually spices in our food is cinnamon, bay leaf, we have cardamoms, we have cloves, we have cumin, coriander seeds. These are natural things, right? Nothing is special, correct? Every kitchen might have some of this, right? Even I think a Chinese kitchen will have some of these things, right? So these are all natural things. And we use them in every dish. Will have different proportion of these spices. That's it.
Yeah, because I try it, then I love it. This is why I like the rice.
SK can vouch for it because he used to come so regularly with mother, and I love his mother. Auntie is so nice.
I always cook with my mother. I use all these vegetable and then I cook together, and then I mix up with the Chinese style one also.
Yeah, fusion. Yes, create something unique from this. Yes.
Yes. Talking about the way of cooking, I think SK has shown us the very, very nice video in using Indian ingredient, Indian masala to cook in Chinese way. I think that's very, very, very lovely. I think because actually me myself, so I never tasted before as well. I love to have to taste it anyway. Let us have a look on that video clip. Just give me a moment here. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. While we wait for the video, I just show you. OK， 跟大家分享一下哦。刚才那个 就像那个马所说的其实我认识他的时候是在这个10年前呢，有这个所谓的我在5年前7年前那时候 because I meet the Mahesh because last time we have this Chinese Indian vegetarian culture exchange, correct? That time， 哇，我那时候我们有一个马中素食交流，那时候才发现到印度素食不一定是有葱跟蒜。Okay, at times sometimes I know that actually the Indian or plant-based or we call it vegan or vegetarian food is not the cuisine. It's not necessarily must have the onion and garlic。我们的错误的认知，其实只要我们把印度的那个香料，他们的这个美式的香料呢，融合在我们的华人的这些所谓的料理的煮法呢，我们也可以煮出非常好吃的这个中英美食我们可以把它 two in one。 Actually, when we mix up, okay, we integrate the Chinese, the Indian, delicious spices, the spices with the Chinese style of cooking. Actually, wow, we can create something new. Let's share with you.
OK， 在我们还没有开始那个 video clip 之前，其实刚刚Mr Mahesh 有讲过，其实他在masala里面所用的一些材料都是一些天然的一些这个食物食材料其实是大家都可以知道说其实天然材料可以对自己我们自己人体的本身的一些健康的素质其实是非常非常的有效的，所以说也不是像我们平常所了解的，其实吃了就是印度餐印度玛莎拉还是印度的一些主食就会长胖还是什么，其实反而其实是更加健康的OK， 来我们来看一看一则。
哇，你看非常 OK， 哇 OK，individual of the English
喂啊，应该是我没有 share 到那个那个声音。
而且哇，大家来看看啊，大家非常简单啊，而且我们很简单。这个华人啊，我们首先就喜欢把材料把它爆香，先把它烤香这个要这非常的快，很简单把那个我们炒的这个萝卜，就再把放出来的羊角的椰菜花、甜椒，把它拌炒一下。哇！大概炒了大概只有他们在5、6成熟，我们就把这个调全部放上去，炒这5、6成熟就好的，不用太多太多的火。这个我们呢就把这个我问一下的马萨拉这两个呢，我们把它加下去。这个我们现在把它还没做，把它分起来就结束了。它做什么只有几分钟时间，非常快速。这你看这道菜呢，其实是融合了华人的风味，也有印度的口味。哇，这个是actually this is what my mother cook for me. I love my mother because it's cook this masala for the times I taste it is very nice， 真的很好吃，非常的美味，大家应该是尝试一下很简单 ，very simple 的 step 这大家可以去尝试一下。Leslie 怎么样？想不想要吃？要的话我煮给你吃。
当然因为你看，如果是真正来，我们刚刚看了你的那个我们的刚刚 show 给大家看的那个 video 其实你看它的sauce 虽然是有一点点 thickness 有点 thickness， 其实是你可以看到整个你把它煮上来的话，其实是它其实一点都不浓稠。因为反而它是那种是这个gravy type of food， 就是它是会比较香浓的那一种其实是你可以看到从整个这个 cooking demo 大家如果是你还刚刚有错过了刚刚那个 cooking demo 的话，其实是你可以重看我们那个cooking video 里面呢，其实我们教法就是很简单，那个几样东西就是只要ready 那些几样材料，然后过后就是用我们的 vegan za 的这个玛莎拉酱料这样子倒下去，这样炒就把它拿上来，就是可以享用一餐美食，印度美食的OK， 我真的是看到我真的是就是忍不住口水了，
流口水了。OK supper。After that, supper, okay, I cook for you. After that, I deliver to your house.
And you send over to me lah, kan?
No problem. After that, okay, after this, sure, after that, I'll cook for you. Mahesh, do you want to eat or not? I cook for you after that.
You cook for Mahesh, no need lah, Mahesh, because Mahesh, he himself actually a very expert cook already. Am I right, Mahesh? So you're talking about vegan za, right? I mean, you have been in this line 20 years, and vegan za is actually this vegan za product actually in the market is not too long, isn't it? Actually, Mr. Mahesh, you need to unmute, Mr. Mahesh.
Yeah, sorry. So 2010, actually, we started our first restaurant at Old Klang Road, and then we expanded our brand to Brickfield. Then we also had small outlets in IMU, Uttar, Global Indian School, all in 7 outlets at one time. And then we had some, the work permit issues and all. Slowly we leaned down, and then in 2018 we were invited by Citibank to open an outlet in their food court, and then Standard Chartered Bank.
Wow, see, 你们大家如果是在线上有听到的话，其实你可以看到，其实这个 Vegan Zar Mr Mahesh 的这个背景其实是不简单哈，其实本身就有非常雄厚的经验在饮食行业里面的 especially 在这种是素食美食哈，素食美食，然后印度美食里面是非常非常的雄厚的。曾经有多家的这个餐厅哈，在我们这个KL 里面哈，所以SK 怎样？
哇，其实谈到这一点啊，我真的是我真的想我再问清楚一下马学，因为有一个人朋友问我啊，其实他一直在强调那个 gravy 啊，真的我想说看看他能不能够再跟我们解释一下哦，因为我们华人呢对于那一个咖喱啊汤啊，跟我们讲的他们其实他们的怎么样去有它的分别呢？我真的是想说，请那个 Marsha 看看可不可以记得看看可以跟我们有一个很好的一个分享这样子啦。你想知道吗？
想啊，当然想的。那来问一下，问他，你可以问的，直接问他。
Because somebody asked me, through my phone. After that, watch this show. They asked me, actually, for example, the Chinese, the what you call it? Because sometimes the Chinese people they think that the gravy and also the soup, actually it's the same. Actually in Indian food, just you highlight this one. Because my friend asked me, gravy, how is it look like? Actually, what is the difference between gravy and also the curry?
Yeah, great. So just like I shared, right? The gravy actually has looks like a curry, but curry usually is a bit thinner and use mainly of spices and little bit of maybe coconut milk or condensed milk or creamer. But whereas we make gravies usually have tomato base. So what we do, we boil tomatoes.
I see.
And like those who use onion, they use onion with that. They boil onion and tomato. But we don't use onion, so we use cabbage and tomatoes. We take tomato and cabbage, and then we have spices, a little bit of oil. Then we have cashew nut, and we then we boil them. Maybe you can share that video. Then I explain better.
Yeah, sure. I think okay. You guys just go ahead first and let me ready the video.
So,
great. 哇，如果有这个 video， 大家来看看啊。其实印度的美食啊，他们讲的 gravy and also 我们讲的 curry 真的大家真的好像今天真的 Leslie 我们要好好的了解一下这个印度的美食，对不对？不要只是错误的一次认知说，以为印度的讲到印度吃就是很重味道啊，都是怎么样讲啊，稠稠的或者是辣辣的这样子。其实刚才马雪说 ，OK， 如果是 gravy 就是我们吃的话
，very maybe a graphical way to understand what is curry, gravy, and masala. All right. So let's say the curry is like a
let
water.
us have a look on this
I think
video first.
The other video. Yeah. Okay.
The other video.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Let me see whether I have shared the sound or not. Okay.
don't make it oily. So after that, this is blended. Very smooth paste. And to make it even more smoother, we prepare it. So what we get is a very nice creamy texture gravy. And then we bring to it. So make it more even more creamy texture and flavor. Then so you can use in this gravy anything. Mostly tofu, potato, cauliflower, any vegetable. And this is ready.
Oh. Wow, yummy, yeah.
So curry, I was saying, curry is very thin and majorly spices, only spices. When we say gravy is like this, what I showed you just now. That's how gravy is done. It is more smoother, finer, and very creamier texture. And when we say masala, it's even more thicker version of this. So masala doesn't mean that it is spice. So if in a very simple way, if I want to give you an example, let's say water, all right? Water is like a curry. Then we have, evaporated milk. That you can say as a gravy. And the condensed milk is like masala, very thick. It's the same thing, but different textures and different thicknesses. So one become more smoother, finer, thicker, that's it. And how to use this product is the other video we have. Maybe Leslie can play the second video.
Second video, huh? All right, sure. Just a minute.
哇，刚才呢，大家听到马上跟我们分享啊，其实他跟我们的一样啊，有分层次啊。就是咖喱是比较水的然后慢慢的它们更加的香滑玛莎拉就是说它不是它的浓稠度是很微，但是它又很香滑所以这个呢真的是我们第一次真的是要了解玛莎拉不一定是我们很辣或者是很浓很稠所以大家要去真的还要去品尝一下这个玛莎拉。
哎，等一下啊。
哇，今天真的是让我们大开眼界啊！因为从一个印度的美食it's just like that. Thanks so much. Today we have a new about the new view of the Indian food. Because my friend also said, now thanks are just
one day we should do a session. We will cook gravy, curry, and masala. So that will be very clear for everyone to understand.
All right, wait, let's go for second video, right?
You see masala is very thick. You don't see the gravy in this. But this is gravy. In the other one you see lots of gravy. That's the difference between masala and gravy. You can see the kuah. So this kuah is gravy. But here you see it's dry. The other one.
Oh my gosh! Wow, really,
So
really.
I think I able to give you some answers today.
Hungry already,
It's actually wow, really. It can be ready by so easy. So and it is no hassle at all. It's just
2 minutes of your time.
Yeah. I think for people means a lot of people they need to would like to cook themselves and do not know what to cook already. I think that is actually the very, very good idea for them to really they only buy a few pack and then just keep it in the freeze, and whenever they want to cook, want to try on an Indian food, just get it from the freeze and heat it up, right, and put it in some if they wanted to put in additional kind of ingredient, right, so they can do it, right, so they still still can go ahead.
Our products are ready to eat itself, but let's say you want to innovate. Let's say you want to add like SK's mother did, put the more vegetables. You can also do that. You can put like other day he was telling me mother cook bihun in the leftover kua. So I said, wow, I also never tried.
So even can put bihun, no? Yes, that's good idea. Yes,
so you can do innovations, fusion cuisine, just by. So our aim is actually so people, those who have now, let's say, actually the person who doesn't eat onion and garlic, there is still very few choices in KL. Come to Indian food. Correct or not? Which restaurant you can go?
Right.
All the famous, I don't want to name the restaurant, but when you go there, all the Indian, North Indian vegetarian restaurant, those are very famous. You go and ask them, can you cook without onion and garlic? I can guarantee either they will say no, or when they make it, you won't like it. Because we are expert in that. We have 12 years of experience cooking Indian food without onion and garlic. So there's a certain way of mixing, certain way of preparation of gravy, which makes us very, very, I would say, I should not take pride, but we are expert in that, creating those spices and gravies and curries without using onion and garlic. And now we are even gone a step ahead. We have started making all this in vegan, without even butter, without the gravy creams. So even the vegan also can enjoy the same food. So our products are actually suitable for vegans, vegetarians, those who are Buddhists, even Muslims. It's halal friendly because we have no animal product in our entire cooking range. There's no animal product. So it's even halal friendly. I always say, because people ask, is it halal? I said, of course, we are not certified halal, but it is halal friendly because there's nothing in this food which is coming from the animal source.
Yeah.
And then product we are using like spices and all, they are all halal certified brands we are using.
Understand that.
Let's say, because really is a one Malaysian product food, correct?
Yes, anyone can enjoy it.
对，是的，其实是其实我是非常认同SK 所说的东西，其实是你可以看到，其实我们如果是给那些不吃素的人也是可以吃，其实你可以看到是真的是非常非常简单非常简单来烹饪，而且我本身如果是我不是很厉害在烹饪方面的主食方面的话，煮 curry 其实 especially in ready curry is actually one of the very, very tedious kind of step, right? So you need to have a lot of spices. You need to choose the spices you do. If we happen to ready it ourselves lah. But with this vegan ready-made product, right? Then you can just anytime, right? Anytime, say 1 or 2 minutes, you can ready the very delicious curry already. Even me myself not really good in cooking also, I think I can do it.
Now everybody can cook. Everyone can cook.
Yeah, right. Everybody can make and okay so everybody. Actually one friend on dual income one just said, wow, my and my husband from work from morning to the night, when I'm back I need to cook. Why trouble? But now easy. Just put it and then cook masala, just simple like that. Just add some veggie. Okay, ready? 1 dish ready. 真的，我的朋友说他们是两夫妻工作，有熊掌玩了，所以他们说很快的就煮了。
Our best-selling product. So it's not
show closer to the camera. It's or you off the Right, that is the best selling product, right? Best selling product. What curry chicken?
Butter chicken, yes.
Butter chicken, I see.
Yes.
Butter chicken, but in fact, it's actually not real chicken. It's actually vegetarian chicken, right?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, for those like would like to really try out this vegan za product, okay, you can directly PM us. You can live with us. Whether you can tag us, tag Leslie, or you can text SK, or you can go to Mas as well. Whoever that actually watch this show today, and if you're watching from this channel, you will be getting some special promotion from us actually. Okay, or if you would like us to contact you, just give us your details from the chat there, and we'll live with you after that. All right, so SK 还有什么东西要补充吗？
我们要赶快去吃 supper. We want to go eat the supper now. 赶快
吃饱了，孩子肚子饿了，真的是刚刚看到那个 video 已经真的是肚子饿了。
Hungry already. Yeah, after watching, I'm hungry already. I want to cook.
All right. Today, thank you very much. So, thank you so much, Mr. Mahesh, for having to with us for along this 1 hour. And you have been feeding us a lot of information about Indian cuisine, and let us have a very, very big picture. And now only we know actually Indian cuisine is actually not that perception we should perceive them. And thank you so much. So I mean, yeah, we are going to meet you soon, very soon, personally.
Thank you, Leslie and SK, for inviting
Thank you so
me.
much.
It's an honor to be speaking to you.
在最后SK 有什么东西要跟大家讲吗？
哇，大家真的是要真正的去尝试一下这个印度的美食。没有尝试，你怎么知道呢？所以我们呢，真的要深入的去了解，我们真的体验了才能够深入了解。我们的不同种族的这一个美食文化，让我们一起来去尝试吧，好 ，Leslie 好不好？
对。Okay, last but not least, Mr. Mahesh, do you have anything wanted to let our friends out there to know about the Indian food, and or like them to try on the vegan products? Anything to say to them?
Yeah, I would say that please don't go by perception. People have different perception. Try our food, and I can tell you that you will like it for sure, because I know it is entirely different of what actually people in Malaysia actually have in the name of Indian food. As I say, that every region in India is so unique, and even in, like, let's say in India, every 50 kilometer a dialect changes. At the same time, the cuisine also changes, because every region in India, I would say, like India and China, there are many countries in one, not states. So every state in India has a different offering, a different spice mix, and a different representation of food. So my request would be to kindly try our food and see for yourself. You will never know until you try. And last not but the least, that we used to get lots and lots of seafoods coming to our restaurant. Why? Because we are different. Because when the seafoods come from Taiwan, from Sri Lanka, from Thailand, the disciple they bring all the way, sometime even from Janjarom to Brickfield to Old Klang Road. It's 1.5 hour drive. They will bring them there for lunch, dinner, because we are different and we cook a very sattvic food. Maybe Leslie, you can share the photos I sent to you that the seafoods visiting restaurant and all. We used to get lots and lots of seafoods coming to our place. And even Janjarom, there is a Chinese New Year festival in Janjarom. Every year they will invite us to participate there. We were the only Indian restaurant there participating.
Right. Okay. This is one of the picture. It's actually your restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe Mr. Mahesh would like to briefly introduce to us about the picture.
Radhe's pure vegetarian. This is an exchange we had, SK, remember? How many years already?
Yeah. Yeah.
There also I did a cooking
demo.
Cooking demo. Oh.
Because there were a lot of, even Sifu came from China also, right? One Sifu from China.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And this is a foreigner from outside. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That is what we have today. Okay. Today's show, I think we come to the end, and thank you very much from Mr. Mahesh and SK for joining us tonight. And thank you so much for feeding us a lot of information about Indian cuisine. And now we know at least a step ahead about Indian food. And about Savic's food. Thank you very much. All right. So until next round, see you again in Leslie Talk Show. 我们下一周再见，下一集再见 Leslie Talk Show。我们一起来谢谢Mr. Mahesh and thank you so much for being with us. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks.